Hey guys, Kim here, and welcome to another episode of Kim TV, the tutorial version. So today we're actually going to learn how to promote our page and grow our Facebook likes using Facebook advertising. I'm going to go through the setup of a Facebook ad, and I'm going to show you some strategies to optimize it. So we're here in the Ads Manager, and the first thing that I want you guys to do is go ahead and create an ad by clicking on this button right here. So now this is going to take us to the objectives page. I'm sorry, my internet is being a little bit slow right now, but I'm going to click back and go ahead and click on the Promote Your Page ad. From here, I'm going to select my Facebook page, and I'm going to choose a name for my campaign. Now, for me, this looks great, so I'm not going to change that campaign name. But if you were, that's definitely where to do it. In the custom audience section, if you haven't watched my custom audience video, you definitely need to do that and go ahead and create yourself some custom audiences. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and select a lookalike audience from sorry, not a lookalike audience, but a custom audience from my email subscribers. And I'm just going to use one of these. But then I'm also going to include a lookalike audience. Awesome. And so if you don't know what custom audiences and lookalike audiences are, go ahead and watch that video because this is very powerful stuff. So next I'm going to select the location. Now if you are a hyper-local company or business, this is totally too broad for you. So we're going to go ahead and click on a specific city where you service people, and it could be more than one city, it could be multiple cities. But for me, I'm going to go ahead and click and select Atlanta, Georgia. Perfect. From here, I can select what the mile radius is going to look like, whether or not I'm going to do custom, which you can do, and you can select specific miles. Also, you can go ahead and select an age range. For me, this is not relevant, so I'm just going to go ahead and select everyone in the United States because I am a brand that services more than one country. Do Australia, Canada, and this is great for online businesses, so don't shy away from it. Great, and United Kingdom. Fantastic. So notice how my potential reach is growing. And now I'm up to 2.4 million people, and that is a little bit too broad for what I want. And I know you might be saying, Kim, but that's a huge audience. Like, how can you not want 2.4 million potential million likes? And the reason is sometimes it gets pretty pricey. So I like to focus and make sure that my audience is the right audience. So I'm going to bring that number down a little bit more by clicking on interests. So if this is applicable to your business, you can select a gender and you can go ahead and select more demographics. For example, I have a client who services students in the Atlanta area. So in their specific market, they're going to want to go ahead and click on education and then education level, and from there go ahead and select in college. So that is a student. So play around with this demographic sort of functionality, but pay attention because every time that you select a specific category in these targeting options, your potential reach of your potential audience gets bigger or smaller. Now, this is a good rule of thumb if you are a local business. Depending on the city that you're in, if you're in a large city, I would target up to, say, 150,000 people. If you were in a smaller city, like where I live, I would probably go for more of a 50,000, 100,000 tops. But if you get to 50,000, that's a pretty good number. Now, if you're an online business like me and you service multiple countries, you can be tempted to target a lot of people, and that's okay. If it works for you, that's great, but I'm just showing you what kind of works for me. And what works for me is to keep my audience at about 500,000. It just gives me the best price and the best bang for my buck. All right, so I'm going to do one more interest search to bring my audience a little bit lower, and I'm going to go ahead and click here and do small business as an interest. Also, if you don't have a custom audience, you can definitely use this section to target your competitors' pages, or maybe any page that has a parallel audience. So, for example, if you were a trainer, you would probably target Shape Magazine, or you would target, say that you are, a large online brand. You would target, Shape Magazine. You'd probably do men's health or women's health, or you would do maybe, I don't know, target the ADA or something like that. So you get the picture. You can target other pages and kind of bring your reach to a better place. So for me, this is good for me, small business and social media marketing. It's bringing it down to about 500,000 users, and this is usually my sweet spot. This is just, trial and error for me. You can also dig into behaviors, but that gets a little bit too specific. Definitely try it out. It can definitely work for you, especially if you're a nonprofit. So play with it and try to target. But remember, keep an eye on that potential reach, because this is very important. Okay. So from here, I'm going to click on connections and make sure that I'm only advertising to people not connected to my page, because of course I want new fans, not current ones. All right, and now we're into the ad spend. And here is where you're actually going to get pretty strategic. Now, I use a per day amount, but you can do whatever you want. You can choose a lifetime budget if that fits you better. But for me, I'm going to do a per day, and I'm actually going to set an end date. And this is a little bit stuck, so bear with me here for a second. Okay, there it goes. So I'm going to go ahead and select an end date for exactly 2 weeks after today. Great. And so this is telling me, Kim, you're going to spend around $140. Depending on your budget, again, you can change that up. So I'm going to go ahead and show you whether or not you should be optimizing for page likes. Usually that's the case, but you can also optimize for clicks. You have to remember though that every time that someone clicks on your ad, whether they are liking your page or not, you're definitely going to get charged. So that's a different way of doing it. When you optimize for page likes, you're actually paying per impression, which means you pay a standard amount every time 1,000 people see your ad. Okay, doesn't mean that they have to click on it, doesn't mean they have to like it. That's how you are paying in terms of the bidding styles. So that's definitely good to know. And so I usually go for the set amount a page like is worth to you, and I usually go anywhere from 70 cents to $1 initially, and then I kind of bring that bid down a little bit if I can to save some money. But basically you can also choose get the most likes at the best price, which means that Facebook is going to optimize this bid for you. Meaning that whenever a business is outbidding you, Facebook will increase your bid. Remember that you're competing against other people who are trying to reach the same target audience. So that means that at times your ad might not get shown because the highest bidder pretty much wins in terms of the bid. Doesn't mean that they're going to get the best results. It just means that their ad is going to be shown more frequently. So you can have Facebook set a specific bid for you. And they're not going to necessarily go over your daily budget, but they will, within that daily budget, basically bid for you. So that's, definitely something to know and take into consideration. So for me, I usually go for the set amount of page likes. For my page, I have clients who do very well with the optimization that Facebook provides. For me, I always get overcharged for some reason. So I think it just depends on the targeting and the type of people that you are servicing. Great. So from here, we want to go ahead and you can click on ad scheduling. This is kind of advanced. You can, select when your ad gets shown at what times during the day, and it only works for lifetime budgets. So I'm not going to show you guys how to do that because I think it's a little bit more advanced, but for now, let's just leave it as is. Your ad set name is definitely something important, and I usually use mine to describe the target audience. So I'm going to do several countries. and then I'm going to start with the objective, which is page likes, and then several countries, and this is going to be cost per impression, which is CPM. Great. Now the cool thing here is the imagery. You actually get to pick the image that you want to display on your ad, or the images, because there can be more than one, or you can use a video, which is really new to me, and I'm inclined to play with it for a little bit. It's just going to show my video library of all the videos that I've uploaded. So this is pretty cool. I think it's pretty eye-catching, so I'm going to test it out, but you can always use the imagery as well. And if you use the imagery, something important to note is, of course, you want to select an image that can either upload it, or you can just browse your library, which I already have one on here. You definitely want to select an image that's eye-catching, that conveys, you know, a specific message, and that doesn't have more than 20% text for your ad. So for the copy, definitely communicate some value. What I'm going to write on mine is going to be something like, want more free social media tips on your newsfeed, like my page. Super simple. And then from here, I'm going to click on the advanced options, and what I want to do is either change that headline. This will only affect your right column ads right here. So if you want to change that from Kimberly Ann Jimenez to more free social tips, this sounds awful. I'm just going to do the free social tips. And then the timeline is basically going to direct people that click on your ad, not necessarily click like your page, but click on your ad. It's going to send them to a app of your choosing, or the timeline. So for me, I'm going to choose the download the PDF app, which is installed on my page, and you can see it right here. So this is the custom app that they go to, and this way I capture their names and emails. If they click on my ad, it's not wasted on my timeline. So that's a little strategy I learned from a Porterfield, and it works really well for me. So we're ready to go, guys. All we have to do is click place order, and we are set. So one last thing I want to share with you guys is to note that your work is not done after you click on this ad and place the order. You have to absolutely pay attention to your ad. It'll get approved anywhere from 20 minutes to 24 hours. That's usually what I've experienced. But something that's really important is to keep track of your spending and optimize it as you can. And you can play with this as much as you like. Be careful not to underbid your ad because it does not get shown. But what I like to do is I like to go in the first couple of hours my ad is shown and kind of see how it's doing. Pay attention to these metrics down here. Facebook is going to tell you, look, this is how much this ad is costing you, this is how many page likes you've gotten, this is the reach, this is how often people have seen your ad. So how many people have seen it is the reach, and then the frequency is how many times a individual has seen it. Then how many clicks I'm getting, so how many people are not liking, how many people are not liking, but they're actually clicking over. What the click-through rate of the ad is, which is basically divided, it's the reach, the amount of people who have seen it, divided by the amount of people who have taken action, which is usually clicks or likes. From there, you're going to see a relevancy score, which is going to tell you whether or not your ad is relevant. Right here, you can see it's an 1 to 10 score based on how your ad is performing with the selected audience. A higher score indicates lower cost. So again, Facebook is trying to help you out and say, look guys, if you are going to create a highly converting ad, an ad that is high quality, then we're going to charge you less. This spend obviously is like how much you've spent that day, and then also the total amount you've spent since the ad has been running, your maximum bid, and then the average price per action. In this case, it would be per like. So let me show you, I should have shown you guys some of this information beforehand, but I'm going to go ahead and show you a specific ad. And this is an ad that is optimized for engagement, not for likes. So the information is going to be a little different. It's going to show me the results, the cost, the reach, the budget, the spent. And I'm going to go ahead and click on the actual ad. I'm on the ad set so you guys can see the relevancy score is really high. So this is, 9 out of 10, which is a very high relevancy score. I am getting pretty decent click-through rate, which is 6.1%. I spent $84 and I'm actually paying 26 cents per click, which is ridiculous. I mean, that's a really good price. So you can see the ad right here. It's promoting a giveaway and people are really enjoying it. So Facebook is rewarding me for that with a very low cost per click. So this is just some information so you guys get to know how Facebook works in terms of their advertising platform. So let me know if you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. I want you guys to grow your audience on Facebook, grow that community, start turning those leads into actual paying customers. So if you have any questions on how to do that, how to navigate the Facebook ad system, how to create other type of ads, please leave that in the comments below. I would love to hear your suggestions. It's actually how I get all of my video requests. So leave a request down below. Ask questions. Tell me to shoot a specific video. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this and provide the very best value that I possibly can for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't subscribed, please do, and I'll catch you on the next episode of Kim TV. Bye guys.